As I stepped off the spaceship, the alien world of Lythoria stretched out before me. The sky was a deep shade of purple, streaked with vibrant green clouds. The air was thick with the scent of unfamiliar flora, and the ground beneath my boots felt soft, almost spongy. I adjusted my helmet, ensuring the environmental filters were active. The team behind me disembarked, each of us in matching white and blue exploration suits, emblazoned with the insignia of the United Earth Federation. My name is Captain Jason Clarke, and I lead this team of explorers. Our mission is to uncover the secrets of Lythoria, a newly discovered planet in the Vega system. The initial scans suggested primitive life forms, but we were prepared for anything. Eva, our xenobiologist, knelt down, her long brown hair tied back in a ponytail, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. She plucked a strange, glowing flower from the ground, her gloved fingers gentle. "Captain, this flora seems to possess bioluminescent properties," Eva said, her voice tinged with excitement. "It's unlike anything we've seen before." I nodded, noting her findings. "Good work, Eva. Keep cataloging everything. We need to understand this environment thoroughly." Dr. Marcus Reynolds, our archaeologist, stood next to me, his rugged face lined with years of experience. He adjusted his glasses, squinting at the horizon. "I've read reports of alien civilizations that use bioluminescence in their cultures. This could be a sign of something more advanced than we anticipated." I glanced at Marcus, his enthusiasm tempered by caution. He was a man of few words, but each one carried weight. His theories had guided many successful missions in the past, and I trusted his instincts. "We'll proceed with caution," I said, my gaze sweeping over the alien landscape. "Sarah, Alex, establish a perimeter. Eva, keep studying the local flora and fauna. Marcus, you and I will scout ahead." Sarah and Alex, our security officers, nodded in unison, their hands resting on the sleek, black pulse rifles strapped to their hips. They were both former military, their movements precise and disciplined. As we moved deeper into the forest, the dense canopy above filtered the alien sunlight, casting an eerie glow on the ground. Strange, twisted trees loomed over us, their branches adorned with iridescent leaves. The air buzzed with the sounds of unknown creatures. Marcus paused, his hand on my shoulder. His voice was a whisper, barely audible above the ambient noise. "Jason, look at that." He pointed to a series of carvings on a nearby tree trunk. The symbols were intricate, resembling a form of writing. "We need to document this," I said, my heart racing with the thrill of discovery. These markings could tell us more about the inhabitants of this planet. We worked quickly, scanning the carvings and transmitting the data back to our ship. As we continued our exploration, a sense of unease settled over me. The forest seemed to close in around us, the shadows growing darker. "We should head back," I suggested, my voice firm. "We need to analyze what we've found." Back at our makeshift camp, Eva was engrossed in her studies, Sarah and Alex on high alert, scanning the perimeter for any signs of danger. "We've found something," Marcus announced, showing Eva the scans of the carvings. Eva's eyes widened, her voice a mixture of awe and fear. "These symbols, they're not just decorations, they're warnings." A chill ran down my spine as I realized the implications. This planet held secrets, dark and dangerous, and we were about to uncover them. "Prepare for anything," I ordered, my voice steady despite the dread building within me. "We're just getting started." The next morning, we ventured further into the forest, the air thick with anticipation. The bioluminescent plants seemed to pulse with an eerie light, as if aware of our presence. The deeper we went, the more we felt like intruders in a forbidden land. Eva's voice crackled over the comms, breaking the silence. "Captain, I'm picking up life signs ahead. Multiple readings. They're stationary." I motioned for the team to halt, scanning the area with my visor. "Stay alert. We don't know what we're dealing with." We advanced cautiously, weapons ready. The trees parted to reveal a clearing, at the center of which stood a group of the planet's inhabitants. They were humanoid, their skin a deep, shimmering blue, eyes large and luminous. I stepped forward, hands raised in a gesture of peace. "We come in peace," I said, my voice calm. "We're explorers from Earth." One of the aliens stepped forward, taller than the rest, adorned with intricate tattoos that seemed to glow in the dim light. His voice was deep, resonating with a strange, musical quality. "We are the Valori," he said, his words translated by our universal translator. "You should not be here." I could feel the tension in the air, the other Valori watching us closely. "We mean no harm," I assured him. "We seek knowledge and understanding. Your world is incredible." The Valori leader's eyes narrowed, his expression unreadable. "You do not understand what you seek. This world is not what it seems." Before I could respond, a loud roar echoed through the forest, shaking the ground beneath our feet. The Valori leader's face darkened with fear. "They are coming," he said urgently. "You must leave now." Without warning, a massive creature burst into the clearing, its body covered in thick, black scales, eyes glowing with malevolence. It roared again, and the Valori scattered, leaving us to face the beast. "Defensive positions," I shouted, drawing my pulse rifle. Sarah and Alex flanked the creature, their rifles trained on its massive form. Eva and Marcus took cover behind a fallen tree, their eyes wide with terror. The creature lunged at me, its claws slashing through the air. I fired, the pulse rounds striking its hide with little effect. It roared in fury, its breath hot and foul. "We need a new plan," Marcus shouted, his voice barely audible over the chaos. I dodged another swipe, my mind racing. The creature was too strong for our weapons to penetrate its hide. We needed to outsmart it. "Eva, do you have anything that could help?" I called out, keeping my distance from the beast. Eva fumbled with her equipment, her hands shaking. She pulled out a small device, her face lighting up with hope. "This might work," she said, tossing it to me. I caught the device, recognizing it as a high-frequency emitter designed to repel certain life forms. I activated it, aiming it at the creature. A piercing sound filled the air, and the beast recoiled, its roars turning to cries of pain. "Keep it up," I yelled, advancing on the creature. It backed away, its movements frantic, before finally retreating into the forest. The Valori leader reappeared, his expression one of relief. "You have driven it away, but it will return. You must leave this place." I nodded, understanding the gravity of his words. We had only just begun to uncover the secrets of Lythoria, but it was clear we were not welcome. "We'll go," I said, my voice heavy with regret, "but we'll be back. We need to understand." The Valori leader's eyes softened, and he nodded slowly. "Perhaps one day you will, but for now, go in peace." We retreated to our ship, the weight of our discoveries pressing down on us. Lythoria was a world of mystery and danger, and we had only scratched the surface. As we lifted off, I couldn't help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden beneath its surface, waiting to be uncovered. Back aboard the ship, the mood was somber. We gathered in the main briefing room, the soft hum of the ship's engines a constant reminder of our journey. The holographic projector in the center of the room displayed the scans and data we had collected. "I don't like leaving," Sarah said, her tone frustrated. "We barely scratched the surface." I understood her frustration. We were explorers, driven by curiosity and the desire to uncover the unknown. But the danger we had faced could not be ignored. "I know," I replied, my voice steady, "but we need to analyze what we have. We can't rush into this blindly." Marcus adjusted his glasses, his expression thoughtful as he examined the holographic images of the Valori symbols. "These carvings are unlike anything we've seen before," he said. "They could hold the key to understanding the Valori and the dangers they face." Eva nodded, her eyes glued to the data on her tablet. "I agree. There's something more here. The bioluminescent plants, the creatures, and the Valori themselves. It's all connected." Alex, our tech specialist, leaned forward, his brow furrowed. We need to decrypt these symbols. They might tell us what we're dealing with. We worked late into the night, analyzing the data and trying to make sense of the symbols. The more we uncovered, the more questions arose. The Valori seemed to possess advanced knowledge, hidden beneath their primitive appearance. Marcus' eyes lit up as he made a breakthrough. "I think I've got something," he said, excitement in his voice. "These symbols, they're not just warnings. They're a map." A hush fell over the room as we all turned to look at him. "A map?" I asked, my curiosity piqued. "To what?" Marcus manipulated the holographic display, the symbols aligning to form a complex pattern. "To an underground city," he explained. "A place the Valori have kept hidden for centuries. It might be the source of their advanced knowledge and the key to their survival." I felt a surge of determination. We had to find this city. "We need to go back," I said firmly. "This could change everything." Sarah and Alex exchanged glances, their expressions resolute. "We're with you, Captain," Sarah said. "We'll be ready." With the plan set, we prepared to return to the surface. The Valori had warned us of the dangers, but our need for answers outweighed the risks. We geared up, double-checking our equipment and weapons. As we descended back to Lythoria, the sense of anticipation was palpable. The forest seemed more foreboding, the shadows deeper. We followed the coordinates from the map, the dense foliage giving way to a hidden entrance, partially obscured by overgrown vegetation. I approached the entrance, my pulse quickening. The symbols etched into the stone matched those on the map. "This is it," I said, my voice hushed. "Stay alert." We entered the tunnel, the air cool and damp. Our flashlights cut through the darkness, revealing walls covered in more carvings and symbols. The deeper we went, the more we felt the weight of the ancient history around us. Suddenly, the tunnel opened into a vast underground chamber. The sight took our breath away. An entire city lay before us, illuminated by the same bioluminescent plants we had seen on the surface. Structures of stone and crystal rose from the ground, connected by bridges and pathways. "Eva, start cataloging everything," I instructed, my voice echoing in the cavernous space. "Marcus, see if you can find any records or artifacts." As we explored, the sense of awe and discovery grew. The city was a marvel of engineering and artistry, far beyond what we had imagined. But there was also a sense of unease. The city was deserted, and an eerie silence hung in the air. Sarah's voice broke the silence, her tone urgent. "Captain, over here." I hurried to her side, finding her standing before a massive door, intricately carved and adorned with symbols. The same warning symbols we had seen before. "This must be important," I said, my heart pounding. "Let's see what's inside." With a deep breath, I pushed the door open. It creaked on its hinges, revealing a chamber filled with artifacts and scrolls. In the center of the room stood a pedestal, upon which rested a large crystal, glowing with an inner light. Marcus approached the pedestal, his eyes wide with wonder. "This crystal, it's a power source," he said, his voice trembling with excitement. "It could be the key to the Valori's advanced technology." As we examined the room, a sudden noise made us all turn. Standing in the doorway was the Valori leader, his expression a mix of anger and fear. "You should not be here," he said, his voice echoing in the chamber. "You have no idea what you've awakened." Before we could react, the ground shook violently. The crystal on the pedestal pulsed with light, and the chamber began to collapse. "Get out!" I shouted, grabbing Marcus and pulling him towards the exit. "Everyone move!" We ran through the collapsing tunnels, the sound of destruction all around us. As we emerged into the forest, the entrance caved in behind us, sealing the underground city once more. The Valori leader stood before us, his eyes filled with a mix of sadness and resolve. "You were warned," he said. "Now you have seen the truth. Our world is dying, and your presence only hastens its end." I stared at him, the weight of his words sinking in. We had come seeking knowledge, but instead we had brought destruction. "We'll help you," I said, determination in my voice. We'll find a way to save your world. The Valori leader nodded slowly, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. Perhaps there is still time, he said. But you must act quickly. The fate of Lythoria rests in your hands. As we returned to our ship, the sense of urgency was palpable. We had uncovered the secrets of Lythoria, but in doing so we had unleashed a threat. Now it was up to us to make things right and save the world we had come to explore. Back aboard the ship, the atmosphere was tense. We gathered in the command center, the holographic display showing the crumbling ruins of the underground city. We have to do something, Eva said, her voice filled with urgency. We can't just leave them to their fate. I nodded, my mind racing with possibilities. We need to find a way to stabilize the planet, I said. But we can't do it alone. We'll need help. Marcus adjusted his glasses, his expression thoughtful. There might be a solution in the ancient texts we found, he suggested. If we can decipher them, we might find a way to reverse the damage. Sarah and Alex exchanged glances, determination in their eyes. We'll get to work on it, Sarah said. But we need to act fast. Time is running out. With a plan in place, we set out to gather the necessary resources and allies. We reached out to other scientific organizations and governments, explaining the situation on Lythoria and the urgent need for assistance. As we waited for responses, Marcus and Eva delved into the ancient texts, working tirelessly to decipher the complex symbols and languages. Sarah and Alex coordinated our efforts, organizing supply runs and coordinating with our allies. Weeks passed, and still, we struggled to find a solution. The damage to Lythoria was worsening, and the Valori were growing desperate. Then a breakthrough came. Marcus deciphered a passage in the text that spoke of a powerful energy source buried deep beneath the planet's surface, an energy source that could stabilize the planet and save it from destruction. We have to find it, I said, excitement and determination coursing through me. It's our only hope. With our allies' support, we launched a daring mission to locate the energy source. We descended back into the depths of Lythoria, navigating through the treacherous tunnels and caverns. As we neared our destination, the ground shook violently, threatening to collapse around us. But we pressed on, driven by the knowledge that the fate of Lythoria depended on our success. At last, we reached the chamber containing the energy source. It was a massive crystal, pulsing with power, buried deep within the planet's core. We found it, Marcus said, awe in his voice. This is what we've been searching for. But our victory was short-lived. As we prepared to extract the crystal, a group of hostile creatures emerged from the shadows, intent on stopping us. We have to protect the crystal, I said, drawing my weapon. We can't let them destroy it. With our allies at our side, we fought off the creatures, battling against overwhelming odds. But despite their ferocity, we refused to back down. As the dust settled and the creatures retreated, we stood victorious, the crystal safely in our possession. We did it, Eva said, her voice filled with relief. Now we can save Lythoria. With the energy source secured, we returned to the surface, where the Valori awaited us. We have what we need to stabilize your planet, I said, addressing the Valori leader. But we'll need your help. The Valori leader nodded, his eyes filled with gratitude. We will do whatever it takes, he said. Lythoria is our home. We cannot let it be destroyed. Together, we worked tirelessly to implement the plan. Using the energy from the crystal, we stabilized the planet's core, halting the destruction and restoring balance to Lythoria. As we watched, the planet began to heal, the once devastated landscape returning to life. The Valori cheered, their voices echoing through the forest. We did it, Marcus said, a smile spreading across his face. We saved Lythoria. And as we looked out at the newly restored world, I knew that our journey was far from over. But together we had faced the darkness and emerged victorious. And that was a victory worth celebrating.